What's up, everybody? This is attorney Dan Nguyen again, and I want to share something about business succession planning and estate planning. So I sat on a panel earlier this week, and we talked about what if the next generation doesn't want to inherit their parents' business. And one of the questions came up is like, okay, what if the business owner died? What happens to the business? And I was the only attorney on the panel, and so I had to share with them. Okay, there are a couple of scenarios, and kind of dependent. One, if it's a sole proprietor, um, it would go to their next of kin. Usually, if there's no estate plan, it has to go to probate. In the most common scenarios, it would probably just go to the surviving spouse. Now, one of the issues here is if the business has assets over 150,000, then typically, there's no beneficiaries to some of these business accounts or assets, and so you have to open up a small. If it's under 150,000, you have to do small estate affidavit to get them transferred over. Likely the spouse, if they're not involved, have to shut down the business or sell pieces of it. Now, if the company is a corporation or LLC, if there are other owners involved, now the spouse typically inherits the ownership, and so now the spouse would become one of the partners in the corporation. Now, this is why it's really important to plan ahead for buy-sell agreements and key man insurance. Typically, spouses aren't usually involved in the business, and so when one partner dies, with buy-sell agreements, then the remaining partner will buy the shares from the spouse. And where does the partner get money? Sometimes they have cash, but most of the times there's a life insurance policy, or sometimes there's a life insurance policy that allows the remaining business partner to have the money to purchase the interest from the surviving spouse. Same thing, very similar with an LLC, and but it's really important to have these conversations early on to get that plan in place, because usually you don't know when these things are going to happen. I did have a client that unfortunately passed away, had a sole proprietor, and now it's just difficult to liquidate the assets and move on because there was no proper plan in place. And so estate planning is not just for families. Estate planning is also for businesses, how to continue the business so that there's a legacy that is continued on through the business, and so that it can run smoothly to the next owners, whether it's the partners, the remaining partners, or someone who inherits the business, and they have smooth transition to the next owners. They sell it, or maybe even take it over and run it as their own. So, hey, this is Dan. Talking a little bit about estate planning, succession planning. What if you die? What happens to your business? Reach out to your estate planning attorney or business attorney to help you set up succession planning for your business. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.